Saludos desde Madrid, nos dice Carlos Álvarez. Gracias, Carlos, por ese saludo. Desde Perú, Grover Álvarez también nos saluda. Emanuel Moyoya, Dani, tengo un miedo de irme a dormir la siesta y de nada me despierte y ya haya despegado. Uy, qué terrible. Sí, pasa. Cuando pasa eso uno se siente terrible, la verdad. Sí. Igual, si te lo perdés, queda en el canal grabado. Pones la transmisión y le das un poquito para atrás y lo ves. Yo sé que no es lo mismo. A mí me ha pasado también con eventos importantes que he querido ver y a veces el sueño vence y puede más. Eduardo Lomé le dice, tu voz es muy amena, se disfruta la transmisión, saludos desde Guadalajara, México. Muchas gracias, Eduardo. Mi voz se está apagando. Voy a acercar un poquito el micrófono. Así tengo que gritar o hablar más suave porque lamentablemente pasan las horas y no estoy acostumbrado a hablar y hablar y hablar tanto. Daniel, nos dice Marcos Muñoz, muy recomendable para forofos como yo. No sé qué significa. Aconsejo una web buscando en Google James Darpinian. Este verano hemos visto muchas veces de Sevilla la estación espacial, algún Iridium y los Starlink. Bueno, buen dato. Te invito a que te arrimes a nuestro servidor de Discord y compartas con la comunidad de Discord esa noticia. Seguramente va a haber mucho más gente también interesada en compartirla contigo. Mendox dice si los satélites Starlink son un peligro, como lo explicó Quantum Fracture. No sé lo que explicó, pero sí, obviamente que es un peligro. Cuanto más satélites ponemos en órbita, más riesgo hay de colisión entre ellos. Eso es indiscutible. Es indiscutible también que son polución lumínica en el cielo nocturno y eso afecta a los observadores, a los astrónomos, tanto privados como de grandes compañías o estatales. Ni que hablar. Ahora, ¿es bueno o no? ¿Es necesario o no el servicio que van a brindar? Bueno, primero, es un servicio comercial, ¿sí? En general, nadie se opone a que las empresas hagan su comercio. Segundo, bueno, ahí veo, forofos tonto, dice Jair. Gracias. Gracias por aclararnos. Entonces, lo que van a hacer es proveer de internet a lugares remotos donde hoy no hay forma de que tengan internet porque no llega la señal 3G, 4G, no hay cable, no hay fibra óptica, ni la va a haber. Y hay muchísimos lugares que son necesarios, no solo como empiezan ahora en Estados Unidos y Canadá, sino a nivel global. Hay zonas montañosas, zonas de cordilleras, zonas de pantanos, de selva, de desierto, para los cuales tener una conexión satelital, aunque sea cara, comparada con lo que sale una conexión de fibra óptica, no tiene precio. Esos $100 por mes que sale tener internet de alta velocidad con la constelación Starlink, más unos 500 iniciales por el equipo, puede parecer muy caro comparado con lo que hoy tenemos en las ciudades. Algunos tenemos. Entonces, costo-beneficios, bueno, sinceramente no lo sé, y entiendo que tienen su razón de estar enojados la gente que hace observaciones o fotografía del cielo nocturno, ¿no? O sea, astrofotografía. Antonio Navas corrige, que dice que forofo no es tonto, ser forofo es ser fan. Bueno, buenísimo. José Luis dijo lo mismo más arriba, que ser admirador. Bueno, a veces me pierdo con los modismos de cada sitio o con el lenguaje en particular de cada sitio, porque en cada lugar tenemos nuestros propios modismos y significados, ¿no?
lo recordaba yo exactamente.
Je dis ça, je dis rien.
Le mec, AGC, je sais pas quoi, ça serait juste, mec, t'as un libre choix en fait. Tu claques une tête comme ça en bien dessiné, tu vois.
C'est bon, il y en a un, il jouait de la guitare là.
Il y a des gens qui me MP.
C'est le début de la fortune, hein, toi.
En tout cas, vous faites bien de rire, les gars, merci. C'est Jojo, le donateur du début.
Jojo, t'es un vrai. Ils vont faire Attends, French, il y a une question intéressante de Médéric. Médéric, il pose des questions super pertinentes en tout cas. Ils vont faire quelque chose pour la structure de décollage. J'avais entendu qu'ils voulaient pas faire un déviateur de flamme, mais la puissance des Raptors avait endommagé la structure.
Alors, Hugo Lisoire en a parlé.
Ah ouais?
Je pense que tu parles du pad, comme quoi il doit être surélevé, comme... En gros, vous voyez comment c'est fait un pad. En général, il y a de la place en dessous avec de l'eau pour pas que ça...
Ça prenne feu, quoi.
Que ça prenne feu, oui, mais c'est surtout en fait que le principe d'une fusée, c'est l'action et réaction, et donc ça pousse dans l'autre sens que par la fusée. Je sais pas comment expliquer. Du coup, en fait, il faut un espace en dessous pour pas que ça touche à même le sol, en fait, la puissance, la poussée. Je sais pas comment expliquer ça. Je m'exprime mal, mais en gros là, le pad est légèrement surélevé, il n'y a pas besoin de plus. Mais sinon, quand tu regardes une Falcon 9, sur un pad, en dessous, il y a une grosse fosse pour laisser les gaz, exactement. Parce que sinon, ça peut abîmer la structure au décollage, en effet, et les moteurs.
Ça peut ne pas tirer, ça peut,
Mais aussi la structure, pour le coup.
Et je crois que pour le Starship, justement, ils ont juste décidé de laisser surélever. Et au sol, donc sur le pas de tir, il y aura un revêtement spécial.
On est à 1200.
Ouais, c'est ce que j'allais dire.
Oui,
Vas-y, ramène les 500 balles maintenant. Alors, Jérôme Nero, un update. Eh bien oui, normalement le...
So Dan, math is hard. That's the short answer. That would be a lot more math than we are able to do, or maybe even capable of doing it. So, okay. Going to next question from Charlie Z. On their site, SpaceX says SN8 will attempt to perform a landing flip maneuver, which would be first for a vehicle of this size. Does this imply the flip was done at a smaller scale? I think we've talked about it before, and none of us could think of any spacecraft, especially that that attempts to land this way. I mean, I suppose by definition, helicopters kind of do the same thing. In a way, how they get rid of their lateral movement. and then make it all be vertical as they land. But I don't know of any other spacecraft that did this. They would go horizontal, and then clearly no other spacecraft were landing except for SpaceX. So I think it's a poorly worded thing on the SpaceX site, I guess, because there's been no other craft who's tried to land, especially going from horizontal back to vertical. You do it. Yeah, that's what I've got for it. So unless you guys have something else that I'm not thinking of.
It looks like we have Heath here now. Heath, can you speak now?
I don't hear anything, so it might be.
Nope, still not working. All right.
All right, I'm
Keep
gonna
going.
try something here.
She's unmuted now, but still can't hear her.
All right, Heath, can you hear us now, or can you say anything now? Still though. Okay, so if
We're
you
trying,
can, if you can say anything, go ahead and do so, and interrupt us at any point. We'd love to hear from you.
What is this next question from Christian Cuevas? What is the distance in miles where SN8 will be visible from? That's hard.
It's a math question.
That's
because
more
it's the
math.
curvature of the Earth. It's,
Right.
And then at 12.5 kilometers, you'll be able to see it. Basically, if you're at any tall building, that's basically, let's say, 20 stories high above everything else, looking towards the Gulf area, anywhere from Texas or Mexico. You have to look in the right direction. You'll be able to probably see it, especially when it gets closer to like 5 p.m. If this launches at around 5, then you'll really be able to see it, because it's going to be just gorgeous if that's what happens. Already the sun is kind of setting off to the west a little bit here, and yeah, you'll be able to see it all the way to, I'd say, almost maybe up to Louisiana, maybe, but I'd have to look at the math on that one. I'm just taking a ballpark guess here. But tall building, really tall buildings. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to see anything.
Yep. All right. Got another question from James Chapman. What do the flaps finish look so rough? Won't that affect aerodynamics? So, we've gotten this a lot. I've heard this question a lot in the last couple days. And I've heard some of the commentators, answer it different ways. How I would answer it is, the main body of Starship is rolls of steel, right? There's just, giant rolls wrapped around and welded together. The flaps are not. The flaps are kind of sheet metal, which is essentially tacked onto the frame of the wings. So I think it's a lot more placement of welds in there. It's a lot smaller pieces of stainless steel, all welded together. So it gives them, a much more rumpled, somebody else uses rumpled, and I like that, look. Keeping in mind, this is like the very first iteration of these flaps, so I think future versions will get smoother and smoother as we go. Especially once they start adding on the heat tiles on the bottom side of them, or some kind of heat protection. And yeah, so as I said, I just think very first one, everything looks pretty rough compared to what Starship will look like in the end, the final version. Everything about the Starship is incredibly rough. Everything else, going forward, they will get smoother. They'll get more or less equipment on the outside. The cables that are running down will be either run inside or have gangways, to protect them from elements. So I would say look forward to future ones which are less wrinkly. All right, Heath, what are we now? Are we good? Can we talk now?
Still not, no mic. So yeah, if at any
Poor
point
Heath.
we get, she'll just say hello, and we can then go from there.
All right.
It looks like we have some venting in the grass to the left of the fuel farm.
Ooh, 5 o'clock is probably what we're aiming for then. That usually takes about 2 hours for this whole process to go cases, but it could be less. It's just approximately what I've seen in the past is about 2 hours is from the grass vent, and that's a large grass vent.
Yeah, it is.
But if we see the condenser on the far right hand side, there's this large tank. It's actually behind that, which is the condenser. That's the 40-minute mark that we'll be looking for, and it might be a 35-minute mark. Let's see. The next question we have is from, looks like Adam. He says the rocket is in long-term meant for commercial use by civilians. How will the rocket handle uneven loads if there's 100 people on board? They aren't going to distribute the mass equally.
They kind of will, though. I think, like with any rocket, any payload that's put on rockets, they are put on as evenly as possible, and of course, avoiding any shifting in weight. The shifting in weight only matters when you're, launching and landing. It doesn't really matter anywhere near as much in space. So, I think if they had kind of like, airlines do the exact same thing. That's a great reference. 747s, when they're full of 300 people, airlines intentionally try to even out the weight. They can use, mass simulators to adjust if absolutely necessary to even it out. But ideally, you would never need that. You would just put on more cargo. You would never use a mass simulator just to even out a payload. You would just add more payload or more people or whatever it may be. So, yeah, I think it's the same as they do right now with all cargo missions, which is just evenly distribute people or evenly distribute the cargo as much as possible.
All right. The next question is from Doogie, and it is, why has Elon built so many of these when it's not a flight-proven design? Well, the reason he has built so many is because this is the way they are flight-proving this design. NASA uses a different system for flight proving. They test things in simulations and piece by piece, whereas SpaceX prefers to use the method of build the thing, test it till it breaks, and learn from our mistakes and try again. But this is the way they are actually flight proving the Starship design.
So if you remember serial number 5 and 6, those are the basic model. You have the minimal amount of things you need to do on it, and they in fact had like the COPVs and everything else on the outside of the vehicles, just so you could work on it and make it easier to work on. They didn't expect it to ever go beyond the 150-meter hops or anything like that, so that's why we had the 2 hops for 5 and 6, and they were good to go. If let's say 5 didn't make it, 6 would have been hopped again, just to reconfirm that they have the understanding on the software side of what went wrong and how to fix it and all those things. So the vehicles are changing iteration little bit by little bit, and of course one thing that we have to say is that only Elon has extra and spare Starships just lying around.
I want extra and spare Starships lying around. All right. Got another question from Maligant. What do you think the interior of the Starship lunar lander mock-up looks like?
So the interior of the Starship lunar lander, as far as I've seen, as far as the pictures and everything else, it looks like a lot of modular-looking, just flat pieces of plastic, honestly. But the plastic has showing modular designs. For everything has drawers. It's very simple that you can put stuff inside, or panels, depending on what the potential equipment item would be. But you'd have a lot of flight preparation things and everything else. And it looks like Lab is giving us a little show of he's been up to on site over near the launch site. Hey, Lab, it looks like you're muted right now. Oh, I guess, yeah.
There we are.
There you go. Okay,
All
there we
right.
go.
Yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, I just wanted to give you all a quick heads up. It looks like we're getting closer and closer to launch time. They've just initiated a new roadblock right next to where we're at. Richardson Avenue and Highway 4. They have 2 sheriffs that are creating a new roadblock. And there's a Tesla there also, which I'm assume that's SpaceX security. I don't know if I can get one.
Somebody's saying that Sentinel Cam is completely unmanned now. Yeah, so they moved that roadblock completely.
Yes, and we did expect that. We expected them to move that roadblock when they were going to be ready. This new roadblock is actually the original roadblock years ago when they first started doing testing with Starhopper.
Nice. Means we're getting there.
So, yeah, I know everybody else can't see it, but I'll give you all the little view here of where we're at. That's
wow,
Keith.
You've got
that's our
lots
host,
of fun
Keith.
guys.
Yeah, we got some of y'all haven't met some here before. We got Mouser right there. Zen's in the house. Mrs. Lab Padre. Oh yeah, she's flashing you, Lab Padre.
Nice shirt.
And we got Alex Balderas over here, my brother from another mother. And a few other people from Rocket Ranch. So yeah, we're getting close. Anyways, I just wanted to give you all that update. I'll let you get back to the questions.
No, thank you. That was great news. We needed to hear that. So we just saw that Sentinel Cam that nobody was there, but wasn't sure how far back things are. Because I do see looks like one truck over in the tracking station area. That's a white one, but wasn't sure if it was manned or not. Looks like it's just, hey, I'm not taking my truck with me. It's a security vehicle. I got my own vehicle. So
yeah, I haven't paid too much attention to that Sentinel Cam. I'm messing with the Nerdle Cam and the auxiliary stream that we have going on over here as well.
Yeah, it's been a busy day. Thank you, Lab, for everything that you've been doing. This has been fantastic. And there goes some more grass venting.
And again, just a quick shout out to everybody that's donated and supported with new memberships. Thank you all very much. I love you all. Y'all are the reason that I do this, and y'all are the reason we make this happen. All the money goes to a good cause. More cameras, more bandwidth, more property. We bring it to you live from Boca Chica Beach. All right, guys, the mic's back to you.
All right, thank you, Lab. Speaking of all of the new members and donations and everything else, do you want to take it away again, Jeff? It looks like we've got a lot just piled up at the top here.
Absolutely. All right. Nick Van Beest, thank you very much for the £5. Thomas Mullins, $20. Thank you for all you do. I've been watching since the beginning. That might have been a repeat, but thank you again, because why not? Patrick, remember the accidental live stream. Thank you for the DKK $45. He is alive, yes. But why is it a he? You know, rockets, cars are always she's. So, you know. Anyways. Dash Riptide, thank you very much for the $10. Get Rusty a Red Bull, and I've got Scotty a coffee IV. Oh, or get Rusty a Red Bull IV and Scotty a coffee IV or Scotch. I'm not sure. I'm Scotch. Rusty is Monsters. Scotty, I don't know, what does Scotty drink? Wait, Scotty's not here.
I think
Scotty
he went to bed.
No, Scotty's in voice lounge. But he is muted and deft. So Scotty might have gone to bed, ladies and gentlemen. So
maybe this is the one.
Maybe this is the one. So Scotty has left the building. And he's deaf, so he can't even hear me. Sweet. Sylvester Rutout, thank you very much for the $10. Nowhere Cam, thank you for the $20 Canadian. Will there be heat tiles on the flaps? If not, why? Yes. Every rendering we've seen has shown heat tiles on the bottoms and leading edges of the flaps. So unless they come up with a better solution, we are expecting that they will have heat tiles on the flaps.
And addressing that further for Nowhere Cam, they do Probably plan on having some sort of different type of heat shield tile just for the leading edge of the flaps, but the rest of it will be those tiles that we've seen so far. It makes perfect sense to reuse those as much as possible because you can mass manufacture those, and you just want to keep the parts count as low as possible. And now we've got some tank farm venting on the middle of everything, so that's going to be the locks area. So that starting to probably fill in. Oh, we've got frost on the leftmost condenser. So yeah, they are definitely
Looks like
filling up.
stuff's starting to move around.
Yep.
Yeah,
Next
buddy.
up is the methane. We'll see on the right-hand side. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Could be something.
It's
Uh,
getting close. I can feel it.
Got a question for Jedzilla77. Thank you very much for the $10. It says new sub, great coverage. Thanks for the whole team. Like and share to spread the excitement surrounding what humanity is capable of. Hashtag SpaceX. Hashtag saves Mushi. Don't know what that is, but it's all right. Tom Hunter, thank you very much for the $5. Chemtrails form when Scott Manley farts. You know? All right. Goose, thank you very much for the $5. What happened to the blue tent from an earlier hop? I think the blue tent has gone to the blue tent place in the sky. I haven't seen that
Yeah,
blue
it
tent
survived. It survived
survived.
last hop, but this time it's not around any longer. They've had a number of tents go through catastrophic tent failures structurally that it's been so sad.
Yeah. Rip.
Looks like we have
SpaceX
the
tent.
condenser venting.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so T-Mark.
T-minus 40 minutes-ish.
Yeah.
Looks like we're headed for 5 o'clock. Or 4 o'clock, actually, sorry. Yeah, looks like
Do
we're headed for...
you know when we're headed for? Stop. Do you know when we're headed for?
Maybe.
All right.
I do.
I do. Just gonna leave it at that. Ted S, thank you for the $5 Canadian. Let's light this up. I spend way too much time on here. No, you do not. You spend the exact right amount of time on here. If you say you spend too much, that means you spend the right amount. So, Randy Tealking, thank you for becoming Lab Project Gold. Prudvi Camtam, thank you for joining. Daniel Rishisher, sorry, thank you, Lab Project Gold. Nicholas DeFour, thank you for joining. Norman Gersman, thank you for joining Lab Project Gold. Thomas Mullins, thank you. Robert Greenlee, thank you very much. Carmelo Cervello, thank you for joining. Tim Rice, thank you. Holy cow, it's a lot of members. Madbike77, thank you. Malcolm Lovejoy, thank you very much. Mike Krieger, Marco Kunha, Andrew Reynolds, John Dietering, thank you very much, all of you, for joining, for the donations. Carl Baker put in £5, says, may I ask, what are your thoughts on the success of this flight, please? I'm giving it 25%. That's where I'm at. Thomas, Felix, where are you guys at?
I'm gonna give the success chance, let's say, let's 50-50. I'll give it 50-50.
All right.
I'm
Thomas?
still sticking with what numbers I came up with before. It's about 10% chance, but I'm going for that 10%. It's going to land upright, and it's going to be hard to do, but they're going to do it.
Elon has said 1 in 3. That is his guess. Guesstimate for success is 1 in 3 odds that it'll land upright successfully in one piece and not fall over and explode. So we'll go. Ooh, that's a great one. In chat, percentage for your odds for will it succeed. So from 100% down to 0%. What do you guys think? We'll kind of get another average. We had a poll for it a long time ago, and it was basically 75% said it would succeed. So just put in what you think it'll be.
Just remember, regardless of the results here today, whatever the outcome is, it is a success.
Yes.
So that's the point that we have to kind of reiterate here, is that if you think of this as, oh, it blows up or whatever happens, that's a large fireball, that is a success. It means that they got the data they needed to make Starship a more viable vehicle. Even though it might not look at it as such during the moment, it's going to be a huge success either way. So, kudos to the SpaceX team, and let's hear those percentages from y'all.
And they're all over the place. What? Heath made it.
Hello.
Finally, I made it. Thank you for your
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes.
Happy birthday, Heath.
Happy birthday.
Hello, Heath. Happy
Hi.
birthday, Heath.
Hi, the Nerdle at lunch. I just dropped in here for a second just to give my biggest thanks to each and every one of you for those kind words and kind congratulations for my birthday.
You are very
Oh,
welcome.
you're most welcome.
Yes, this is it really made my day to see all those well wishes in the chat and just to see the chat blow up with everyone wishing me a happy birthday, and it's the best present I could have ever been given, sorry. So thank you so much, everyone. Thanks, really.
You're welcome. Thank
You
you
are
for
welcome.
joining us
Thank you
today.
for joining us again here today, Heath. When you didn't talk at the beginning, I was like, oh no, Heath is bad. She didn't want to be brought in here, apparently. No, you did. You love it. Welcome and happy birthday, Heath. We've got a great birthday gift for you. How about an SN8 hop?
Oh yes, that would really make my day. Yes.
Fireworks are optional.
just to see SN8 fly and hopefully land successfully in one piece, that would be the best. It would be the perfect gift ever. So fingers crossed it will happen today.
There we go. Thank you.
Yes.
I got a quick question.
Well,
in the chat there, Doug Williams, for his percentage, he put 110%. I think his math skills are a little bit lacking.
Okay, so 110% means it lands again this time, and it flies again, and then it only does 90% of its previous achievement, maybe?
Okay, all right, we'll go with that. Yeah.
Whoops.
and for those of you who are asking in the chat, yes, I am Dutch. I live in the Netherlands. So if you hear any funny accent or if you hear any mistakes in my English, it's because it's not my native language, and it's because I normally speak Dutch. So
we still love you. Don't worry about it.
oh, thank you. Well, I love you too. So that's
Yes,
nice.
your accent is awesome. We love it.
Well,
Go
I'll
ahead.
leave you to, with your commentary. I wish you the best of luck for the coming hours. Hopefully soon. Hopefully it will help soon. And yeah, lots of luck with the commentary tonight. And please subscribe to the channel. Let's hit the 100k today.
Yep,
Please do it.
100k today. Let's do it. Do it for Heath.
Yes.
Call all your
Thanks.
friends. Get them a sub.
Bye bye.
Bye.
That limit, it's going so fast.
So
90,
I have
96.8.
just noticed and received word that there are 2 NASA jets that have just taken off from Houston about 2 minutes ago, and they are en route to Boca Chica, which they are probably headed down there to take aerial pictures of Starship in flight for SpaceX. Originally, we thought there was only going to be one, but it looks like NASA Jet 927NA and NASA 927 are both en route to Brownsville.
Nice.
It's got to be the tracking cameras. I forgot which launch it was, but the very first Falcon 9 that landed on the Starship had that insanely stable, camera on a plane that took the video. So I have to assume it's for that. So they have just perfectly stabilized flight or video, of the entire flight.
Yeah, these planes have these really expensive gimbals and high zoom cameras on them with automatic tracking. So the pilot will just fly in a circle around the flight path, and the telescope effectively will just lock onto Starship and follow it for the entire duration of the flight, and give them some up close in-flight tracking, which will, if something were to go wrong, give them valuable data on what happened and how to fix it in the next one.
Yep. Up to 97,100 subscribers. Look at that. 2,900 left to hit 100K.
Let's go.
Let's do it. All
That
right.
100,000th subscriber, that challenge is on.
Okay. Carl Baker. Oh, sorry, we did that one. Sorry.
Yep.
Patricia, remember the accidental live stream? Thank you for the 25 DKK. Says it was Scotty, I mean. Unfortunately, don't know what we were talking about, but anything having to do with Scotty is always a good thing. So, Robert Collin, thank you for the £5. Loving the quality of these feeds and informative chat. Thank you for your hard work. You are very welcome. Yan Noritsky, thank you very much for the $5. Jeff Weiss, thank you very much for the $25. He's another one. He's got an awesome name. Two, he says pizza and root beer for the mods. Absolutely, they appreciate it. By the way, since we haven't done it in a while, my name is Jeff. I'm one of the commentators here. I'm here with Thomas and Felix.
Oh, I'm Thomas.
And I am Felix.
So now you recognize their names, and you'll be better for it. So,
I am the Lab Padre.
And Lab's here too.
Yes, sir.
Just that guy, you know. So.
Again, another special shout out. I don't know if y'all did it earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and hit it up again to our people that help us do this live stream. We have Sapphire Condominiums, Isla Grande Beach Resort, Pearl SPI, Orbital Media Networks. Thank you all for your considerations and helping us out to keep this live stream going 24/7, 365 for all you nerdle out there.
And can't forget City of South Padre Island for helping
exactly.
us out too.
Thank you. Yes, City of South Padre, they have our back and we have theirs. Anybody that wants to come visit South Padre, this is the place to be down here in Texas. It used to be Texas's best kept secret, but it's starting to become a little mainstream now. People found us out and they want any part of it they can get, especially now that SpaceX is in the mix.
All right, you got Sloth on Meth donated $10. $10 if you give me a LMAO. Okay, LMAO. Harvey Langenauer, thank you very much for the $5. The Danks, one of our buddies over here, gave $5. Whatever happens today, crow will be eaten en masse. Let's go SN8. Yes, absolutely. Lots of crow, medium rare. Thank you. The side of scotch. Mega Usama, thank you very much for the $5. Todd Worm, thank you very much for the $10. Thanks for all of your efforts. Really enjoy your coverage. You are welcome, sir. Greg Bernardo, thank you very much for the $10. Alan Lamb, thank you for the £5. 110% it lands, explodes, then lands again in easy to take home pieces. There you go, souvenirs. SN8 souvenirs for all involved. There you go. Lab, you need to get some.
Somebody actually said, what if there's a Cybertruck right in there? And actually, if that's the case, if it does explode, there is a Cybertruck in there. You're looking at the pieces of it because the Cybertruck is stainless steel.
Nicholas Stevens, thank you for becoming a Lab Padre Gold. Roloff Pretorius, thank you very much. RSA 178 MXS, I'm not even going to try to say that name, but thank you for being a gold member for 2 months. The Analog Kid, thank you very much for joining Lab Padre Gold. I think we're back down to some questions. Yeah. All right. Question from Ben Fiore. Really curious, what do we need to look for regarding fueling and cooling? Those will be prime signals that the launch is about to happen.
So right now, Ben, the stuff you need to look for is on the right-hand side for the fueling of the methane. We did see a little bit stuff starting earlier. What time did we have it? That was like 3:17. Was that the time that we saw stuff happen on the right-hand side, or was that 3:07 now? No, I think it's like 3:17. So yeah, it was like putting it. Yeah, so it's putting it closer to about 5 o'clock is when that usually tells us that things are going to happen. But sometimes we can misread the venting. But yeah, so more we see on that, the better it is, because we're still need what we said, like 120 metric tons approximately of fuel in the vehicle. So you on the left-hand side, we'll see that there's a 3 black tanks with a squarish object that's kind of white on one side right now. That's frost. That frost is for the air gas vaporizer system that's over there, and that basically allows the system to go from very hot, or actually a certain type of temperature of fuel to even colder fuel, basically by removing the heat. They do that by using the air gas process where you have to go from a liquid to a gas, and that expansion, just normal, pumping that stuff out, will pull the heat in from the ambient environment. In this case, it happens to be on the fuel system that it's basically pulling that heat from. And wow, look at all that that venting in the grass all along the bottom there. It's just slowly going along. I think they were spurting out a bit of liquid oxygen or something from the one of the vent systems, because that's a lot of venting in the grass area right there.
It definitely looks a lot different too when the wind's blowing the other direction. Last night or yesterday, the wind was blowing, I think, to the north, or the opposite direction from whatever it normally is, and yeah, it looks a lot different. We see all that grass or the venting way over to the right of where it is a lot more. But luckily today, it doesn't look like there's much of any wind. All the venting just seems to be going right where it is. So, really quick, iHasCandy had donated $5 and said, I asked earlier and didn't get clarification. How much heat protection is really needed? Because stainless steel does a great job dealing with heat as it is. It does. Stainless steel, it's one of the reasons why they're using it is because its ability to deal with heat, both hot and cold. However, the temperatures that you talk about on a orbital reentry are way past what stainless steel can do and maintain its strength. So it won't necessarily melt, but it is going to lose all of its structural rigidity when it gets that hot. When you get up to that, 2,500, 3,500 degree range that you'll get on orbital reentry. So you have to have a way to one, protect the steel from that heat, as well as dissipate the heat off, or ablative materials, heat tiles, different things like that. So stainless steel can take a lot. It cannot take that much heat, and especially when you're using common bulkheads with the fuel, you can't let the steel get that hot when all of your fuel is right on the other side of that, and that fuel needs to maintain, in very cold temperatures. So you can't boil off that much fuel because you let the body of the Starship get that hot. So I hope that clarifies it. Thank you again for the $5.
I'd add on to the to that the heat shield tiles are going to basically be the main method, of course, as Jeff has talked about, that you have to use to cool down or keep the system cooled down, and you have actually an air layer gap that you basically separating those tiles away from the rest of the system, so that there's not even that transfer of heat, including on the flaps, as mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I wanted to jump right back in real quick and go back to the weather, just to give you all an idea of how things are happening over here. Right now, we're at anywhere between 7.4 and 8 miles an hour from the east-southeast, which that actually just switched. We were at about 3 miles an hour from the north about an hour ago, and the humidity actually jumped up quite a bit from 29% to 48%. And we do have some really high cloud overcast happening right now. Hopefully that ceiling is going to be higher than 12 kilometers. It's right on the edge. I think there's a small possibility that we might get obscured by clouds.
I was hoping for some just small puffy clouds today, if possible, just lower clouds, so it could go up through those clouds and then come down through those clouds in just a fantastic looking way without really obscuring the view. That would be awesome.
That'd be a good thing to look up, the ceiling for the clouds, to see.
Yeah, it's not a gray overcast. It's more of a white cirrus type of cloud. Icy type formation clouds, pretty high altitude. So hopefully it is above 12 kilometers. And who knows, if it is high enough, it might give us a good white backdrop to be able to keep an eye on the Starship while it goes up.
This is true.
Oh, we now have engine chill.
Oh, wow. Engine chill. All right.
Let's party.
We've got, what, 20 to 15 minutes on that, usually, before we have either static fire, or in this case, a hop.
Be interesting to see how much fuel we get loaded. You know, if we see the kind of the frosting or whatever. A lot of people have talked about how much fuel will they put on it. I think the consensus is about 1/3 full. You know, they have no reason to completely fill the engines, but that'll be interesting to see how much, you know, frosting, how much we see for the header tanks, for the methane tanks, you know, and the oxygen tanks for that matter. So, all right, we got some more questions. From Oliver Pratt, how many people will fit in a Starship on the way to Mars?
That's a really good question, Oliver. Earlier we had Will on. He was saying about 20 people. In the past, I've done just a kind of a survey and averaged it all together. People said about 33 would be able to fit on Starship comfortably, but 22 or 20 or something like that would be, you know, living really good. You'd have a lot of cargo that you'd be bringing with you instead of having more people. You have more cargo, which makes sense. You need to have a lot of cargo brought to Mars just for yourself, just for your food, just for everything that you need for that, you know, over 2-year duration. So it's about, what, 3 years altogether, because it's the window opens up. Well, actually, no, it's still about 2 years. So yeah, you do need at least that much food, if not more, just in case things go wrong. And you also have to have all the other supplies just with you for whatever else you need while you're there. Just those home comfort items too, I guess. So I don't have the questions in front of me. They're pulling up still.
Yeah,
I had to restart.
I got the next one. Tom Davey. Trying to understand the question. It says, you don't want to generate gravity, do you? There being enough room in there relies on being able to use all the surfaces. So 0G. Yes and no. 0G allows you to use more, you know, basically having open space, but you have to make it comfortable and habitable for people to the, you know, multi-month journey to Mars. So being in zero gravity for that long of a duration, for people who are, you know, essentially not astronauts, right? They're not trained for that. Yes, the people who go to Mars will take some kind of training, you know, for dealing with all that. But if you're going to be on a rocket for, you know, 3 or 6 months, however long, going to Mars, you need to be comfortable. You want to be able to sit down and enjoy a meal, you know, be able to eat. So creating some kind of gravity, I think, would be beneficial for those, you know, very long-term trips. And of course, even when you get past Mars, when you start saying, hey, we're going to go to Titan, okay, much longer trip, you know, you're going to want to have gravity. You're going to want to do that. And of course, when you come back to Earth, you need to have had gravity to be better able to acclimate back to Earth. And we have a methane condenser going. Yay.
Yes, we do. So that one's the big one that we're looking for, where it's consistent typically. So I'm not sure if this is our timer, because we didn't see it stay on for long. So if this is the timer, then we have 40 minutes from now, which would put us basically at like 4:20.
We'll say
Oh, you did it! You said it! You ruined the surprise. It's all right.
Well, that's the time that I'm looking at. Sorry.
I know.
As I just did the math, and as I was, you know, saying it, I was like, something's wrong.
Yep.
Oh, oops, I just said it.
Yep.
But yes, it is the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. We'll keep with that one.
Let's go with that. Dr. Coma says, can't someone make a plasma shield to block radiation?
That would take a lot of energy.
If you can, please submit your resume to SpaceX. I'm sure they would be glad to.
you will be rich.
Yeah, you will be rich. So, yeah, the energy that it would take to do that would be more than Starship is capable of putting out, you know, even with the engines. So the surface area, you know, of Starship, they would need that kind of protection. It was just massive. As well as doing so would block all radio communication to Starship. You know, you guys know when all spacecraft re-enter the atmosphere, when it starts ionizing the air and they get that plasma around, that is the radio blackout for the space shuttle, for Dragon, for everything. So by doing that, you're basically ionizing the air around it. You are blocking all radio communications with that Starship. Not a good thing for long trips. You know, it's okay for short durations during reentry, but not okay when you need it to be a constant shield for the entire trip to Mars. So, Ricky Herrera says, when do you think we'll see a pressurized or crewed section integrated into Starship? I'm guessing 2 years. That's what I'm thinking. Two to 2.5 years before we see a crewed variant of Starship being built. There is a lot to do before that. There is a lot of cargo that needs to get sent to orbit, sent to Mars before they'll ever even worry about people. And so I'm saying at least 2 years until we see a crew variant of it on a launch pad. We will see parts being made. We'll hear about development. We'll have future updates about Starship. Starting to show. Here are the mock-ups of the interior of it. But said at least 2 years until we actually see it being built. I think. What do you think, Thomas, Felix?
You can always get delayed. The sooner, the better as far as the number of those launches you talked about. So Starlink itself, they can do it was like 42,000 satellites is what they are authorized for by the FCC. If that's the case, they can do like 105 additional launches with Starship, carrying 400 Starlink satellites each. And so that 105 launches will put you into a large cadence that's similar to the Falcon 9, and that's just to supply SpaceX with the number of satellites that they can put up into orbit with LaserLink and all the amazing stuff that they need for communications across the world at high speed for everywhere and for everyone. So yeah, the crew part would come in probably around the 100 and something mark of the number of launches. So you won't see all the Starlink launches before then. Ooh, you're looking at possibly 3 years. Is I'm being a little pessimistic on that, but as far as crewed launches, full like landing and everything else. But here's the thing: if this lands today, it puts higher confidence in the vehicle that they know what they're doing to the point of like they can make anything fly that land vertically under the power of rockets at this point if they can make it happen with Starship here today.
I'm going to go over some more donations we got. Sean Venish, thank you very much for the $5. Tony Crudson Kennedy, thank you for the £10. Just a little appreciation from being able to see this live in the UK. Thanks to you all. Very welcome. Space Launch Now, $5. Shout out to Lab Padre and team. You guys are all stars.
And I would actually like to interrupt real quick. There's Patrick Lewis's class. We'd like to send out a special shout out to you guys. So all the kids watching in Patrick Lewis's class, we're saying hi from Lab Padre and Boca Chica. So hello.
Mr. Lewis, you are an awesome teacher for showing your class Lab Padre and SpaceX. Let's just put that one out there. I wish I had teachers who did that. Brian Batzler,
The
thank
Apollo
you very much.
Verde.
Yes,
Apollo was,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Brian Batzler, thank you very much for the $5. Corey Dave, thank you for the $12. Ho ho ho, Mary Root Beer Miss. Amraji, $5. Quite possibly the greatest comment I've seen in a while. I've been trying to reach you about your vehicle's extended warranty at SpaceX SN8. Yes, we all get those calls. RamJam13, thank you very much for the $10. Manly1979, thank you for the $5. He says, I used to party with Vanilla Ice at Louis on South Padre back in the 90s. My grandparents lived in Rio Hondo, used to walk to Boca Chica Beach with my grandparents. And now you get to see rockets launch from it. So, from Vanilla Ice and grandparents to rockets. So, it's a nice segue. Odin Haru, thank you for the £5. Looks like SN8 is venting just a little. Look towards the bottom of the spacecraft. At the end of the orange pipe, some vapor is moving down there. Yes. It's actually kind of stopped now, which is interesting. The condenser is stopped. There's still just a little bit of farm venting. But yeah, we'll see what we got coming up here.
Yeah, so I said it could be engine Sorry, I said it could
No.
be engine chill earlier, and it seems to be coming through not the engine area. It's basically underneath in that skirt area that we saw basically that basically gas coming out, which was the condensation. That's basically cloud vapors coming out right there, and that there's two holes right there, and that was coming out of the second hole on the right. So it wasn't an engine chill. The engine chill is actually to the right of that one.
XA, thank you for the 10 pounds. Thank you very much. Ram Jam, thank you for the $10. G-Land, $10. Keep doing what you're doing. We will absolutely keep doing what we're doing. Crow Guy, thank you for the 11 pounds. Time for Lab Padre. Time to stay. Hit the button for 100. Okay? Yes. 100%. Jeff Rowe, $5. What camera will you be tracking it with? I believe at least two, right? At least Nerdle and Sapphire.
We've got Nerdle, Sapphire, and LabCam. So those three are the cameras that'll be tracking. Then we'll hopefully have a really good from the Pearl South Beach, and then Lab. What else do we have?
We also have our auxiliary stream that I have here on the tripod. Whenever the main cameras are, if they do lose track of it, I'm going to try and hold track of it on this camera here and patch this live stream in. The live.
Second part here.
I think we lost him.
Yeah, it's not the best reception area for Lab, but yeah. So he was saying that the camera that is the SN8 launch from Boca Chica camera. That's the one that's on the tripod that he's talking about. So that is the one he is actually at. So it's going to be quite an amazing day to watch from as close as he is. I think he's, besides a few SpaceX employees, that is as close as you get.
By the way, real quick reminder, since we're trying to get 100,000 subscribers. We're trying to get Lab his silver play button from YouTube, and of course just grow the channel. We're currently at 98,100. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. If you have not already, please hit that subscribe button. Join Lab Padre. Support the channel. Get access to Discord. Get access to additional cameras. Hang out with me and all the other commentators: Felix, Scott, Thomas, Rusty, Lab. Everybody in Discord. So call your friends, text them, just send a link, tell them subscribe. Let's see if we can get to 100,000 before the hop here. So got some more condenser going. All right.
I think there's some correlation between that condenser and that subscribe button. So keep hitting that subscribe button to get that venting going.
See? Absolutely. The more it's
correlation.
Click,
yes.
That's what we're going with. The more you click, the more stuff happens on the screen. Okay, that's what we're going with. So, Philip Chelsea III, thank you very much for joining Lab Padre. Expulos, thank you for joining. JD, Rob Sluicer, Rodney Hunter, thank you very much, all of you, for becoming Lab Padre Gold and Live members. We appreciate it greatly. Okay, question from Taming My Garage. Why wouldn't they use the inflatable Bigelow habitats for the trip to Mars, then leave them in orbit? I would go with, because starships are bigger, right? I mean, for lack of a better term, starships have more volume than the Bigelow habitats have right now. So they don't really have a reason to use something else. They already have to launch, dozens just to get to Mars, to get enough cargo there. So clearly Bigelow can be a customer for SpaceX, and if they want to put Bigelows in orbit around Mars, they absolutely can. Your problem becomes then servicing those, getting them more stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. That's what I'm thinking.
So Bigelow Aerospace, unfortunately, it's not quite bankrupt, but they haven't had the contracts that they were aiming for, and at the same time, they had some other financial difficulties during these times occur. So all of these things have basically made them have to lay off all of their employees, and so all they really have right now is the IP, how to make the stuff, and the stuff itself. Like they actually have inflatable habitats that they can throw into space if they need to. So that's the hardest thing. But those modules themselves, Oh, those are gorgeous modules. If SpaceX could and thought this was a great idea, they should go for it between anything from space tourism with Starship. They would hit a huge one with that, like just a giant inflatable habitat that is massive. It's like a hotel in space, and you can do that with one launch of Starship. Is to put up a volume size like 10 times the size of the International Space Station, so it's even bigger than the Starship is. There's so many things that are like that that they have the capability of doing as far as SpaceX. Just with Starship alone, it is incredible. And yeah, I would say that a habitat floating around Mars would be kind of interesting too, as far as uh, kind of a gateway, so to speak, between Earth and Mars, or Mars and other places. Any infrastructure for Mars, or will it be leased to another company? Can you guys hear me?
I hear somebody. Did we lose everybody?
I guess we lost everybody
Nope.
in here except for me.
We're good. I'm good.
Oh, we're good?
I'm good.
All right, we're
Yep.
good.
We're good.
We also
All
got
right, was
another
wondering if
special-
I was the one having issues.
Life happened. It's all right. So
We also
got
got
a lot more
another
vending now.
special shout out. We got another special shout out real quick. We have a special guest over here that just arrived, Michael Paul. He is one of the Nerdle that just left just a couple of days ago because of the delay, and he came right back. Left Texas, went to Phoenix, and came right back a couple days later. So welcome, Michael Paul. Thank you for joining us today.
I don't mean
All
to
right.
jinx anything. We're at 99,700 subscribers.
99,700 subscribers. Wow. Come on, baby. Come on.
We just gained 1,000 in like 5 minutes.
We're going to get 100K today.
Yeah, we
Rock
are.
on, Nerdle. You guys rock out there. Thank y'all so much.
We have a question from John Norris. It says, when will the system simultaneously supply fuel to all the Raptor engines, or will they shut down the inside ones before starting the vacuum engines? Will the terms like MECO and SECO be outdated now? That's an interesting question.
The main engine cut off, the second engine cut off is MECO and SECO. Yeah, well, go ahead, Lab.
Real quick, guys. Sorry to interrupt. I'm getting some information here from some of the guys. They're saying that NASA plane is overhead somewhere. We don't see it, but we're looking at it on FlightAware, I guess. Flight level 50.
Yeah, we've got two of them that are about to orbit around you here, and they're
Lab,
going for the next.
Congratulations, you just hit 100,000 subscribers.
Right on. 100,000 subscribers, y'all.
Yes!
And chat is exploding.
Congratulations, Lab.
That's a
we got
Rusty I
Rusty.
hear.
We got
Rusty
Rusty.
Buckets in the house. All right, Rusty. Woo!
What a day. What a day, what a day.
Day for space history and
Awesome.
lab history.
Wow. Chat is blowing up.
I just refreshed it like 30 seconds ago, and it was 99.7. Now it's 100,000. Holy cow.
Yep.
Wow. Congratulations, Lab. That is
Thank y'all, man. Couldn't have done it without y'all, man. Thank y'all so much. Looks like we're about to hit we got about 2 million views in the past 48 hours alone.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yep. Yep. Thank you, baby.
So got more farm venting. No engine
It
chill yet.
says
but-
from Lab Padre, yeah! Thank again, congratulations, Lab.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all, man. This means a lot to me.
And thank you to everyone who's thank you for everybody who's subscribed and helped out Lab and the channel today. It's just been amazing how much you've outpoured your support today. This is great.
I'm going to make an apology.
Speaking
right
of
off
which, we do have some.
I was going to say, I'm going to make an apology right off the bat. We have commentator assistants who help us to track all the chat, to track all the donations, to track all the questions. Chat is going absolutely insane right now, so they will make their absolute best effort to note everybody who donates. If they miss you, please do not be offended. They are trying as hard as they can, but as you guys can see, there is just insane amounts of donations and questions and everything going by right now. So thank you, absolutely everybody who for supporting the channel, for being here, for getting us to 100,000 subscribers, to getting us to 62,000 viewers just on the Nerdlecam alone. So thank you very much for everybody. You are all awesome. So, and we'll try to get to you and comment here, thank all of you individually, but there's just an insane number. So.
Well, the first one is probably the best one of the comments I have here. From Matt W. He's donated $5. Says, "Hopefully Sharpie doesn't mess this up for us." So Sharpie is the guy we know as That's Dave. Also in Discord, he always says, "Yeah, I want to go ahead and write my name and permanent marker on one of these vehicles because there's so much permanent marker anyways." We've got Victor Kroc, $50. Thank you. Los Osis Bob, $20. Randy Robertson, $5. Great job, guys. Ed Convos, $10. Space Potato, $5. Brandy Ogden, $10. Brad Gray, $20. Dave Bixler, $15. Let's see if I can get this name here. New member Oleg Yepin Faintisev. I can't pronounce it. Eric Lundwig, Punt Red, Carl Baker, NCL Ron John, and Ed Elliott. Thank you so much, and that's just the beginning before everybody started outpouring.
So give us a few minutes. We'll get the, hopefully the commentary assistants are not dying right now with all of the stuff coming in. So we will get to all of that. Thank you.
I can smell the smoke from their mouths from here.
Exactly. All their keyboards are melting. So. Okay. To answer the question we get back to earlier from John Norris about, so will the system simultaneously supply fuel to all the Raptor engines, or will they shut down the inside ones before starting the vacuum engines? Will terms like MECO and SECO be outdated now? I don't know. That's a very good question. I think they will all use the same fuel system. I do think they will shut down the sea-level engines. Maybe they'll call it not MECO and SECO, call it something else, but it does make sense that they would shut those off, when they turn on the vacuum engines. What do you think, Thomas?
Off the vacuum engines and the main engines for switching over to the vacuum engines, all those things do need to take place for main engine cutoff and second engine cutoff and maybe others, because you're able to do so much more with Starship where it's able to reignite multiple times. That's the way that it's been designed. It's basically used as a simple spark plug system through oxygen and methane that it starts basically a blowtorch that then starts off the rest of the system when it starts up the Raptor engines, either here on Earth or in space. So the relight will happen multiple times in various environments. It's going to be incredible to see how that works out. I'm still just so stoked about the 100,000 subscribers here. This is so cool. The terms MECO and SECO, no, they're going to stick around for quite a while.
So the main engine will be the sea level.
So is there anything else on this we can answer Felix?
No, I think you got it, actually. I think you got it well. So I want to point out.
The next question, yeah.
I want to point out something. Actually, LW Michael 546 on Discord brought it to my attention that we said there was actually 2 NASA planes. Actually, there is only one NASA plane en route to Boca Chica. There appears to be some kind of tracking glitch in the Texas area where a lot of planes are showing up duplicated on flight tracking software. And also NASA only owns one plane of that type in the Houston area, so it's obviously only one of them. I was mistaken to say there were 2. Sorry about that.
Thank you so much, Michael, and yeah, it must be a conspiracy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's just one tracking plane, but you only need one tracking plane to watch this, and there's I don't know how many thousands of people watching live right now with all the people on the ground, including Lab and others who are going to have some amazing footage for us to watch of this hop here today.
There's an insane amount of venting.
Oh yeah.
Real quick, guys. I'm getting an update from someone that there is a contrail spotted across from South Padre Island. I can't see it from my spot. There's just too much overcast, too much high ceiling cloud coverage right now, so I don't see it. But again, we are about 10 miles away from South Padre Island also. So keep an eye out. We're getting close.
And I'm not in bed yet, so that's a plus.
That's the problem.
We're still hiding. Back.
That's the problem, everybody.
Gotta go to bed.
Yes, from the famous Maria Pointer, she is telling us the contrails to the east of South Padre Island over the water. So we're getting very close. Thank you, Maria, for that point out. Thank you for that pointer, Mrs. Pointer.
It's a chemtrail, wasn't it?
Very funny.
So,
very funny.
we're probably going to expect to see NASA's live stream pop up. Not NASA, SpaceX's live stream pop up here in, I don't know, 8 or so minutes is my best guess. So I'm going to keep refreshing that one to see when's the exact T0, because they know that part better than we do, and when they will have other things come up, if there are any. The only thing I hope that comes up is an SN8 into the sky. That's what I want. Wow, Michael Kochner, thank you so much. $10. Congrats. Okay, and then Stumpy01. Wow, $100 for 100 subs. Congrats. Thank you so much. Then Rob White, €5. You're doing an amazing job bringing this historic moment to everyone. Thank you so much for that, Rob. There's still a lot that we're pulling in for the people who've donated. TAS 7107, Rob Slessler, I'm sorry, 7107 donated $20. Rob Slessler, $5 says, let's light this candle thing off. I'm hoping beyond belief. Or hyped beyond belief, sorry.
So, I have a question from NGN151. Is there any plan to build support structures at the launch mount so they don't have to rely on scary cherry pickers like this? Not so much. The idea would be they would be more fully assembled and complete in the build area, and then they would move them over fully assembled so that they wouldn't have to do all this work while it's on the launch stage. As they develop more and more, they won't have to make all these corrections and last-minute fixes. So, there will probably not be any major construction, equipment here, at the actual launch site. So they want to keep that as minimal as possible.
I think I see some venting coming from underneath SN8. It looks like engine chill may be started. Is this correct?
I don't think that's engine chill. I think that's still the condenser just really going. It's filling this up, making sure everything is in a good spot here. Oh, we still actually do have another special guest we have with us here today. It's the Danks. He's a moderator here with us at La Padre. So Danks, are you there?
I'm here.
There
So
a while
if
ago.
you're on the Discord, I'm sure you're. But for anyone who doesn't, the deck I'm aboard. I did once or before, but I'm just joining back today just before SN8 flight. Hopefully.
All right, thank you for joining us here. And Lab, you're hot micing here.
Oh, sorry about that,
So
guys. Sorry.
if you want to mute that for us, thank you.
Oops.
There we go.
All right. All right.
You might
So busy.
the Danks, you may want to repeat a little bit of what you were saying. You was cutting out a little bit over here.
Sorry, my internet's been a little bit difficult today, but yeah, I'm Danks. I'm a mod on the Discord. If you don't know me, just doing a quick bit of commentary today. What SN8 flies.
Thank you for joining us, Danks. This is going to be interesting. We'll be probably all in the channel together watching this thing. Oh, it's going to be amazing. But we will probably mute ourselves here before the hop, so you can hear the full engine roar and everything else that goes in between. We'll probably do that at around the 10-minute mark as well. Then we'll resume commentary after the landing of whatever variety the SN8 makes, whether that be ocean, water, land, or upright. We'll resume the commentary from there once that's happened. The next question we have on the list here from Longtree Road, they ask, or actually they have an answer for us. They say that there will be no ADSB track and ADS track on a lot lower than 1.3 thousand feet. So, not sure what that is referring to. ADSB. Oh, that's the planes. So that's interesting that he's talking about that. We have it flying overhead, and going along the same lines. Get Random 4 says, is this a monitoring plane on Flight Radar 24? And they give the tail number. So I believe that it is, yes, the monitoring plane. Next question we have is from Six Strings Implement, or Simpleton, I think. They asks, any idea what the terminal velocity will be and how much time from the altitude that they would have to collect aerodynamic data?
I believe actually flightclub.io had posted that that chart. Let me pull that up again real quick and I'll be able to get you the exact times in 1 second. All right,
Okay.
so the terminal velocity in falling is about 110 115 meters a second. And how much time from that altitude? The time from engine cutoff until engine ignition is let's see, around 200 seconds. So from the apogee to the engine cutoff is more like about 100 seconds, give or take a little bit. So they have plenty of time to collect some aerodynamic data in that free fall. The next question is from Dejafar, and it's, will the climb be vertical or rather towards the ocean for more safety?
Be headed towards the ocean, out just a little ways, not even a mile out. So it's going to be just a very quick jaunt over. It's going to go up a little bit of an angle, and then it's going to go basically falling down over the ocean. And if it cannot relight those rafters, that's where it will end up, is just over the ocean. It's kind of the best place to have it land because you don't want it to destroy structures or other things, or be impinging on the beach access or other things. There are people who do need to drive up and down that beach to get to their residences, and I think there's maybe a place of business, or at least some oil lines or some gas lines or something like that going up along that area along the canal, and they have to get access to that area through the beach. So yeah, we want to make sure that it's going to be a nice open area for it, and it's basically for safety reasons why they do that. So you are correct. You want to be as safe as possible while you're doing this hop because there's the fuel farm and other things that are nearby that you don't want to hit as well as going over anything as far as residences. So you are just going out towards the east over the ocean. The beach is just right next door. So pretty simple. Sunny side up, they ask if SN8 achieves 12.5 kilometers at most of the free fall and kickflip intact, but does not complete correctly and is destroyed over water. If SpaceX engineers receive data, how long until SN9?
Well, if there's no damage to the launch facility, launch pad, fuel farm, etc., I believe it probably will be, and it all depends on what caused the failure of SN8. And there's a wide variety of things that could do that, and what causes that will decide how long it takes for them to go again. But probably, I would say like 2 to 3 weeks if it doesn't land successfully. In the case of a successful landing, I'd say probably within a week we should see SN9 rolling down to the pad.
I'd give it a few more weeks, but it's pretty much almost ready to go now. It has the nose cone fully attached. All it needs is some testing, and then it's good to go as far as doing the hop. And so what that testing would be either a cryo test or they might skip it entirely, and just put on the engines and do a static fire, and they're good to go after that. So that's going to be 2, 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks to an actual hop. Optimistically. um, they can always go slower, but faster is hard, and it is what SpaceX needs to do in order to make this happen as quickly as possible because it could be, another 5 years before you get to orbit if you take the slow route. And we want to see the fast route tonight, just because you know, seeing a vehicle launch, having it land and do everything else that is, very difficult. It is it is hard, but it is fast. It is the best path forward to making things happen here. So Danks, what do you think on all of this as far as getting the next Starship coming in? Do you think SN9 will be here in the next few weeks, or is it even slower or faster? What do you think? We lost Danks too. So the next question we have is from uh, I, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce the name. Let me see if I can. Kamsana M. Kuvanev. I can't. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name. It is it possible to have a second try to land in the future while keeping some fuel, or the load too heavy? So I guess the question is basically, is it possible to try re-landing if they are missing the point and they can hover and then try to land again? What do you guys think?
I would expect to say no. I think it's probably like an all or nothing type of maneuver. It's calculated down to the foot so that the engine ignition and belly flop and kick flip and everything are exactly timed as to end exactly where they are to be the most efficient, so they don't waste any fuel, which which would mean that there's probably no chance of being able to abort a landing after the kickflip maneuver and try again.
So
Okay.
you just asked me a question, but then my internet cut out.
Oh yeah, I caught on to that very quickly. That yeah, you're here, but you're not here. So yeah, your internet. It sounds like you might need some Starlink in your area, if it sounds right.
Oh, isn't it the best?
Did you have anything on if the fuel load is too heavy or anything like that? If they could retry for a landing, thanks.
I missed the question itself.
If the SN8 is going to be landing and they have enough extra fuel, Could they, hover in place and then try to re-land if they are missing their coordinates and move direct to the correct direction? That's kind of the basic question there.
The practicality, I imagine it would be, but whether programmed SN8 to work like that, I would find it unlikely. I imagine they've got their fuel requirement pretty accurate. They think they're going to need, so they're going to load up the exact amount they want, and they're going to land exactly how they want to.
All right, thank you. John Smith asks, will SN8 land using one or three engines? If three, could it land with less in the event of a failure? What do you think, Felix?
Due to the way the engines are offset, I would say, and because it is a full vehicle, I would say it would be pretty hard to land with one. I don't think that's possible. SpaceX is intending to land with three engines today, but in the future, in the event of a failure, I think two engines may be possible in like an emergency, but it would be probably a pretty rough landing because you'd have to land on a slight of an angle so that the thrust was centered. Just like when SN5 took off, it had to lean on an angle to keep the thrust centered with the mass. But landing with one engine is not possible. Landing with two is a maybe, but they're intending to land with three.
Okay, I've I've heard that I've heard something different that they were intending to do landing with two engines and that a third could be lit but not used just as a backup scenario. So it depends on where it's lighting up. That's the interesting part. You want three engines to slow down as quickly as possible, whereas two, you have a bit of redundancy if you have to go up further. And then you basically have to work with it coming down. Oh, sorry, somebody's decided to call me right in the middle of everything, but it's been a busy day. The next question we have is from Pete Kenny. Did they really just miss a strap? There's only four.
Sorry, I'd like to answer that question, but I'd like to jump quickly and say SpaceX livestream is now saying targeting liftoff of 4:30 p.m. standard time.
Okay, so we have about what 13? No, 23 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry, 13 minutes.
And
That's about right. Yeah.
yeah, and we've got a nice big line of frost appearing at the bottom of the LOX tank.
Yeah, I see that coming up just real slowly. That's going to be the LOX tank. There should be some in the methane tank too. We see plenty of venting, so it's a little bit later than the original guess of around 4 hours and 20 minutes here. But yeah, it is progressing pretty rapidly now, especially with 4:30 being the new time frame here. So as far as the Keith Penny's question earlier, did they miss a strap? There's only four. I don't think they missed the strap. It was just they had to get the roll lift in there earlier to do that. So I think that's an older question that we just finally got to. I'm sorry about that, Keith. Steve Thompson, if launch is at the end of the window and SN8 performs nominally, will the road closure have to be extended due to fuel being stored on board? So basically, if it's able to launch and then sit there, uh, how long do you guys think it's going to take for it to depressurize, or what do you think is going to happen here?
Yeah, so with previous launches with SN5 and 6, after they landed, they had to dink and let liquid methane and the liquid oxygen boil off and slowly vent out the vehicle. So we saw they kept the road closed for some time after it was to end. Today's closure was scheduled to end at o'clock originally, but they have since extended it to 5:30 p.m. But imagine they can keep pushing it back further as needed.
Okay, so it says 4:30 on one. I'm looking at my local time for as 5:30, which would be 6:30 their time. That's odd.
Yeah, I'm looking on the Cameron County site. It says 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.
Okay, so they just keep bumping it a little bit. Hopefully they get it done before then and have it ready to basically detank, and they'll have that road closure. They basically extended indefinitely until they're sure the vehicle is safe. We've seen that before. And wow, we've got a lot of donations that we need to go through again because it does take a while for us to get through those. And I'm sorry if we do miss your donation and comments. AD donated $100. Says hi Stumpy. Says I guess Alex. Matt donated $20 and he says go SN8. Rich donated $10. Jonathan Inserby donated looks like 35 South African Rand. And to the audio person, I'm listening with headphones. It sounds like you have a digital noise every time you click your mouse on the OBS machine. So what you're probably actually hearing is a little bit of noise from the. We actually have digital noise interference from radio signals coming from SpaceX from their rocket or their dish system communicating with the rocket. It's kind of powerful enough that our microphones are somehow able to pick up a little bit of extra noise. The next question, or the next one we have is from Nicole Lander. They donated 100 Swedish krona. Wow, thank you. He says, you guys rock. So inspiring to see you follow and be a part of. Keep it rolling. Greetings from Denmark. Then we have George Clearmont donated 10 euros. Thank you for that, George. Paula Starlight, 2 euros. Starship straight out of movies. Metropolis. Oh yeah, this thing is quite a interesting shape as far as retro stuff goes. Sean Foster, $5. Elon Musk estimates roughly 33% chance. Any ideas whether this is based on gut feeling or simulations that they have run? What do you guys know about this, or what do you think? Is it based off of simulations or gut feelings? What's the word on the street for Elon?
What's this word on the street for his prediction?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of things that need to go right for this.
Oh, welcome back, King. Lab is back in the house.
According to SpaceX's stream, it's T-minus 7 minutes till launch. That was the expected time, is what they're giving. So it looks like we're actually getting really close to launch here.
Yes. So it says 7 minutes till stream. Holy cow, that's moving down quickly.
Well, it says now targeting liftoff at 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Who better wrap it up?
All right, so Lab, you had some feedback going, but we can hear you now.
You got me?
Yep.
All right. Well, you weren't supposed to. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to listen. I'm just trying to listen to you all. It's loud over here, so I'm trying to keep the mic off. But I'll let y'all have back at.
All right. So yeah, I'll just let everybody know. Yeah. So there's 6 minutes 6 seconds before the SpaceX stream. We will wrap up our commentary at that point because that is the T-minus 10 minutes from liftoff. And oh, look at that engine chill going. Oh, that is just fantastic to see. They have all three of them going with the frost line, so you do have to have quite a bit of fuel for the vehicle. Some people said it would be a third full. I'm not sure how full they're going, but it's going to be enough to get them to at least 12.5 kilometers. So this is going to be an interesting thing to watch. So here's a poll we can put out there. How far up does the white line go on the vehicle before it stops for this hop today? So is it going to go all the way to the top of the area that would be the methane tank, which is the bottom of the methane tank would be around those white dots. There's you can only see one white dot on the left on that orange line. That is the area. So does it go halfway up? Does it go a third of the way up? Or does it go all the way up? Love to hear your opinions on this. So go ahead and put the percentage in the chat.
Whilst everyone's doing that, it does look like we're coming into the T-5 minute area, so we are going to mute our mics and let you guys just enjoy the sound and view of Starship SN8 as it hopefully has a successful flight this evening. Thank you all for your support. We will continue to read donations and comments after the flight. This is La Padre signing off.
That was actually Falcon signing off for La Padre. So, yep, we'll go ahead and mute and let everybody listen in peace.
All right, guys, it looks like we have a Raptor abort here. As some people are saying on the chat, we hear some good venting, but it looks like we have an abort. It looks like we have a Raptor abort here. As some people are saying on the chat, O2 tank is venting, but it looks like we have an abort. O2 tank is venting. All right, guys, looks like we had engine spin up, but we had some type of problem, as per Scott Manley. Thank you, sir, for your information. All right, guys, looks like we had engine spin up, but we had some type of problem, as per Scott Manley. Almost there. Thank you, sir, for your information. Well, we're pretty close to the, what is 4:30? They got 30 minutes till 5 o'clock, unless they're going to extend the, it's a possibility they can try again. Well, we're pretty close to the, what is 4:30? They got 30 minutes till 5 o'clock, unless they're going to extend the, it's a possibility they can try again. Well, they have a TFR tomorrow, so they could possibly try tomorrow. Well, they have a TFR tomorrow, so they could possibly try tomorrow. All right, guys, we are going to stand by for just a bit and see if they detank or not, hopefully they. All right, guys, we are go for another shot before the sun goes down. A bit and see if they cloud coverage is coming back a lot thicker and looks like it's a lot lower than it was earlier as well. The cloud coverage is coming back a lot thicker and looks like it's a lot lower than it was earlier as well. Yeah. Well, all my energy just left my body, and now I'm starting to get a little bit cool. So I'm going to put my jacket on. Well, all my energy just left my body, and now I'm starting to get a little bit cool. Alrighty, guys, as per space. So I'm going to put my jacket on. As per SpaceX streams, we are standing down for the day, guys. Yeah, we're standing down for the day. Guys, as per SpaceX streams, we are standing down for the day, guys. No, standing down for the day. It's over. We're standing down for the day. Yep, as per SpaceX, guys, they are definitely standing down for the day. I'm getting multiple day standing down for the day. We'll keep the live stream up for quite a bit, and yep, as per SpaceX, we'll try guys, again for tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll see what they say here in just a bit. Texts in as well. So it looks like it's a wrap. Thank you all again for tuning in today. We'll keep the live stream up for quite a bit, and we'll try again for tomorrow, hopefully. We'll see what they say here in just a bit. We call that the not our trailer. They did what? We call that the not our trailer. I see we All right, guys, looks like we have a lot of people vacating out of the live stream. Thank you all again for tuning in. Thank you all for all the memberships and extended support, all the donations. The Nerdle rocks it out here. Thank you all very much. Again, we are broadcasting live from Boca Chica. All right, guys, looks like we have a lot of 3.8 miles away. We'll see if we're going to be out here again tomorrow morning. Thank you all for all the memberships and extended by ear, guys. All the donations. The Nerdle rocks it out here. Thank you all very much. Again, we are broadcasting live from Boca Chica, 3.8 miles away. We'll see if we're going to be out here again tomorrow morning, and we'll play it by ear, guys. I'm. I'm.
Hello again, everybody, from Boca Chica. So we do have an abort. So according to the SpaceX stream, they had a Raptor abort, and they are standing down for the day. So their window would end at 5:30. There was a chance that they could do a Raptor relight or
thank you, Kathy.
Or a retest. So yeah, Lab, what did you see on your end, and what did it look like?
We didn't see any fire whatsoever. We heard a big loud whoosh of air, I guess you would call it, about 30 seconds before it happened, 20 seconds before it happened. And then we heard a loud roar afterwards, but there was no light. So it must have just been an excess amount of pressure being released with the spin up of the engine.
Yeah, that was quite something. I could see it on the stream. I could on all of the different streams. I even saw some really nice shots of your tower in Mount Copernic and your neighbor's RV. So yeah, SpaceX gave us some nice. There's the other guys over here who are watching us all the time, and now they're watching us watch them. Yeah,
I'm gonna go to bed.
Oh, Scotty, it's all your fault.
Damn it, Scotty. What are you doing to us?
Not in bed, apparently. All right, I'm gonna make tracks before the angry crowd with their pitchforks chases me out of the room. So, yeah, see you guys later.
I'm gonna seriously have to put Scotty in bed on the checklist here.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, Scotty. We're not taking any questions any longer. We just had one last one that was from Mike, the guy with the white line on the side. Is that icing on the side of SN8? Yes, that is definitely icing, especially after a detank like this. When they have an abort, they do basically have a rapid vent, which cools the whole system down because it's like a balloon. You blow air into it, it gets really warm when it's expanding, but when it's but basically when you release the gases inside, it gets very cool very quickly. So yeah, they are going to have the vehicle frosting up a bit here more than that. Then you'll see people returning to the pad area once it's safe, and then of course we'll basically have another opportunity here for tomorrow for basically a hop. So I'd like to go through and finish thanking the individuals who have helped support Lab in the stream here today. Specifically the individuals who've had made donations that we haven't thanked yet. Philip Lewis, $5 says rock and roll. Stumpy01, 100K for 100K subscribers again. Thank you so much for that. AD donated $100 and says, hi Stumpy from Alex. Jeff Deem, $5, $1 for every million I wish I could give. Kevin Brackens, $5. Grumplop, €20. Then Ken Kroc, $5. It says, my new novel is about the future. No Dogs on Mars, a Starship story. Thank you for that, Ken. Good luck with your new novel. Joseph Valla, $5. The shop looks like it should be flown by Flash Gordon. Very cool. Emily, I'm sorry, Mill Nicole posted 50 Ron, and then I'm Grizzly Man 99 cents. Thank you for that. Lisa Pizza, $5. Hi Puppy, wonderful. We have some new members I'd like to thank. So John McDonnell, Jerry Parker, Carl Eric. Welcome to the green team. Also something original. Welcome to you as well. And so I'd like to also go through and thank the mods and everybody else who've basically put up with the chat today and helping keep it as organized as possible. It's been a very busy day. So we do have from the top, we have Oracle, Adam, we have Stumpy, Rusty, Jamie Velks, Chef Daddy, Levi, Liverpool Ed, Michael McKenzie, MVN, Nick Feisler, Scotty, Stumpy, Art Zias, Commander Data, Daniel R, Lewis, Procky, Tablano, The Danks, Thomas E01, Rowan, Neil, Psychonaut421, Racer X, and Zen Dragons. Thank you all for your support today and keeping things running smoothly. And also a special shout out to all of the assistants today who have made it easier for us to work through the system. We have Dave Avery, we have Chuck, we have Daryl Youngblood. We also have the commentators Jeff, Falcon, Felix, Felix, and let's see here. I'm missing some people. Missing a lot of people. Go through my notes. Oh, the Danks, he was in as well. Then we have. And we have through all my notes of who to thank here.
Say it. I'll let you look through them real quick, and I'm going to give a special shout out to our promotional people out here. Condos, the Sapphire Condominiums, Isla Grande Beach Resort, Orbital Media Networks, Pearl SPI, and of course the city of South Padre Island. Thank you all for your considerations in helping us keep these live streams 24/7.
I found them. So yeah, Josh F, Jay Keegan, Paul E, and M. Then we have, let's see, a few more. Chuck, as I mentioned before, definitely a special shout out for him. Octavio C, thank you all so much for helping out today. Oh, and then Bogdan, he was in here helping too. So thank you, each of you, for helping out and getting the stream going. And then, of course, those special shout outs that Lab mentioned. We have all those places to thank. So that was Sapphire Condominiums, Isabella Grand Beach Resort, Pearl South Padre, the finest accommodations in South Padre Island. And then, of course, the wonderful city of South Padre Island for extending their support to Lab Padre. Then we also have Orbital Media Networks, In Weather. And then we can't forget some of our big sponsors today here was Stumpy01, John Heyman, Crow Guy, and thanks to all their support, and of course Lab. Without you, none of this would be here. So everybody put a thank you in the thank you down to everybody in the comments for basically supporting this channel. And wow, it's been quite a day. 100,000 subscribers, Lab.
Yes, I don't know if you mentioned, if you forgot to mention Mouser or not. Mouser's in the house over here.
Oh, and Mouser, Dragons.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. Oh man, there's so many people we're missing.
I know, and you know, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that donate that don't show up a whole lot, and we got to give a special shout out to them. I try to keep a list with me here. The list is so long.
It's getting
hard to get
longer.
everybody out there, but of course, yeah.
Yeah, it's just been an amazing day. We almost had it so close. It was 1 second left, 1.41 seconds, and it's like the Raptor said, "No, not happy.
Not today."
I had a Raptor abort. Oh. Almost through, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yep, and of course, special thanks out to y'all as well for keeping everybody sane here and answering all the questions. Thomas, Falcon, Rusty came in for a little bit. Who else do we have in here? Heath came in for a little bit. Happy birthday again, Heath. I know you gave those shout outs already too. I want to just say a special thank you to What About It Felix. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for getting people to come to my stream.
Amazing, very busy day.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna have it again happening here probably tomorrow. Would you suspect the same thing?
I'm thinking it'll be tomorrow. I don't know, unless something happened, unless we had a major failure that they're not going to be able to correct tomorrow. I think we'll be out of here again. You know,
nothing blew up, so we're good to go again, as far as I can tell.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I'm gonna venture out real quick and also give a special shout out to the everyday astronaut Tim Dodd and NSF. I hope y'all got some good shots out there.
Beautiful day. It's going to be continue to look beautiful.
Of course, we can't forget the famous Maria Pointer. I hope she got some video today. There wasn't much to see, but she's on South Padre Island watching as well. Thank you for Maria for all your hard work and what you put in out here.
One other special shout out would be SpaceX.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thank you to all the workers and everybody for what you're doing. This is just amazing.
Exactly.
You guys don't get enough shout outs, but here's one for you.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Elon Musk, for making this happen for us. We wouldn't be here without you, and we love watching your work, and we're wishing you the best.
Let's do this again tomorrow. This time, no scrubs. Well, I'm gonna head off now. And thank you, Lab and Stumpy as well. Thank you, guys.
Alrighty, we'll see you, man. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Y'all take care. Lab Padre out as well.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and end the stream now. Thank y'all again for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place here at Boca Chica. Lab Padre out. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and end the stream now. Thank y'all again for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place here at Boca Chica. Lab Padre out.
It's quite windy here. It's tied down well, though. I think this is. I actually wasn't expecting it to be this windy. Hopefully, you can actually hear what I'm saying. Okay, great. So this is I think the most inspiring thing that I've ever seen, and I'd just like to thank the SpaceX team and the suppliers and the people of Boca Chica and Brownsville. Thank you for your support, and just like, wow, what an incredible job by such a great team to build this incredible vehicle. So it's like, first of all, I want to start with that. So I'm just so proud to work with such a great team, and it's really ripping here, by the way. If you're watching this online, it is like it is really windy. So the point of this this presentation and this event is really there are two elements to it. One is to inspire the public, get people excited about our future in space, and get people fired up about the future. There are so many things to worry about, so many things to be concerned about. There are many troubles in the world, of course, and these are important, and we need to solve them. But we also need things that make us excited to be alive, that make us glad to wake up in the morning, and be fired up about the future, and think, yeah, the future is going to be great. And this space exploration is one of those things. And becoming a spacefaring civilization, being out there among the stars, this is one of the things that I know makes me glad to be alive. I think it makes many people glad to be alive. It's one of the best things. And this really, we're faced with a choice. Which future do you want? Do you want the future where we become a spacefaring civilization and are in many worlds and are out there among the stars, or one where we are forever confined to Earth? And I say it is the first. And I hope you agree with me. Yeah. So what the question? The critical breakthrough that's needed for us to become a spacefaring civilization is to make space travel like air travel. So with air travel, when you fly a plane, you fly that plane many times. I mean, the risk of stating the obvious, really almost any mode of transport, whether it's a plane, a car, a horse, a bicycle, is reusable. You use that mode of transport many times. And if you had to get a new plane every time you flew somewhere, and even have two planes for a return journey, very few people could afford to fly. Or if you could use a car only once, very few people could afford to drive a car. So the critical breakthrough that's necessary is a rapidly reusable orbital rocket. This is basically the holy grail of space, and the fundamental thing that's required. And it is a very hard thing to do. It's only barely possible with the physics of Earth. I mean, if Earth's gravity was a little heavier, it would be
Pensamos que íbamos a... La cuenta detenida en un segundo